Okay, this is now the 5-minute tarot for the 23rd of October 2017, and today the video is about doing readings, or really it's about how to begin to do a reading, or what you do at the beginning, and in a way what you do before the reading. Because I had an email from someone in India, and I think her experience is kind of normal or typical, and you probably have experienced this as well with people asking you questions, because often people, it's not just one thing that's wrong or one thing they want to fix, but they've got multiple or a variety of different problems or situations or conditions that they're not happy with. So the woman in India, her parents are divorcing and nobody's happy. She wants to immigrate to Australia, and she's got a boyfriend who, I don't know whether he's going to stay in India or whether he's going to try and go to Australia too. So you get these three areas of life, or three situations, and it's as if they're all wrong, or they're all bad, or they're all not working out right. And she wants to know what's going to happen. So, and this, I think, is kind of, you find this often, I think, with people. They come to you for a reading, but it's not just one thing that they want to fix or one thing that they want an answer to. They've got multiple situations or problems, and they're looking for answers in more than one area of life. So you can, or we could with the woman in India, do three spreads, one for what's going to happen with the parents, one for the move to Australia, and one with the boyfriend. But the thing is, you do that, you answer those questions, but then what? So if she moves to Australia and it works well, let's say the parents get divorced and it ends up that they don't like each other. Because some divorces are messy, others are quite friendly and quite amicable. So let's say the parents get divorced and she moves to Australia. Are the parents going to continue to be a problem? Or is the boyfriend going to be a problem as well? Because if she's in Australia and he's back in India, is he going to be understanding and cooperative and friendly, or is he going to, go the opposite direction? So on the one hand, you can answer people's questions and get some kind of information about how things are going to develop. But the thing is, then what? And so I was thinking about, how do you solve a problem? What works as a solution, especially when you've got more than one question that you want an answer to? And I was thinking about, let's say somebody is born in Manchester in England, and they've lived there all their life, and they're mid-20s, and they've got somewhere to live, and they've got a job and so on. Let's say that person asks you, tell me about the parents getting divorced, tell me about a new job or a promotion, and tell me about a relationship. Okay, so you would give them certain information, but let's say the person was born in Manchester, lives there, but is going to start a new job in New York, and they want to know about the parents and divorce, and about relationships, and about a new job. You can get the same cards for two different people or the same person, but you're going to answer the questions very differently, because you know that on the one hand, the person is settled where they are, and they've got friends, and they've got relationships, and they've got things that they do, and they're familiar with Manchester, let's say. But if they go to New York, they have to get used to the place, new people, new culture, new mentality, new lifestyle. So the answer you would give, even if you get the same card, the answer you would give would be kind of different, because it's not, just Manchester that you already know. It's New York that you don't know. With that in mind, if I do a reading for somebody, I want to know two numbers, between 1 and 9, and between 0 and 22. And that gives me a starting point that is relevant for the questioner, right? Because it happens to be a planet. It's a major trump between 1 and 9, and another major trump between 0 and 22. And I can because the numbers came from the questioner, who presumably in some way knows what is supposed to happen, or what they're meant to learn, or what is going to be coming up for them, or what kind of shape they're in at the moment, and what their lessons are that they're learning. I can do something with that. So I know basically what their situation is. You choose 6 and 16, or you choose, like 1 and 19. That's a very different type of individual. Or it's a different situation they're in at the moment. So if I've got two numbers, I've got a starting point, and I can tell them about the starting point, about the situation that they're in, and then we've got a background or a scenario in which to talk about the answers to the questions that they've asked. And it's going to be relevant, and it's going to make more sense, I think. And it's just going to work out better. So if you don't, so the person in India, I have to email a reply. And so what I'm going to say is, the first thing you do is you pick a card for yourself. Or so if we're doing a reading for somebody else, maybe we pick a card for the questioner, and it's a significator card. And so in the light of the card that we get, it gives us a relevant, useful, and I'd like to say correct starting point for where they are now and what's coming up and how to go about handling the situation. So let's say the woman in India gets the Three of Cups. That's a card of celebration, cooperation, happiness, and so on. So we can say that this describes her at the moment, or what's coming up next, or how things are going to develop for her. We sort of say something that makes sense at the time. So it could be that, okay, the parents are going to get divorced, but it's going to be okay. They're going to get along with each other. The Australian visit is going to work well, and the boyfriend's going to be understanding because of the Three of Cups. And in the light of that idea that there's cooperation and friendship, she can relax. And then she can look at the parents divorcing through more understanding eyes. She can look at the boyfriend and know what to expect. She can look at Australia and approach Australian connections with confidence, that she's going to get along with the people, they're going to get along with her, there's going to be a reason to celebrate. Whereas, if we'd chosen a significator card and got the Eight of Swords, then the parents are going to get divorced and there's nothing she can do about it. The Eight of Swords shows the person standing trout blindfold. So all she can do is wait and be patient and not think or not try to interfere or not try to bring about a situation that would suit her. The parents have got their lessons to learn and there's nothing that the woman can do about it. And in the same way with Australia, it's going to work or it's not going to work. In the meantime, do nothing. Just let time pass. And you know, let's say you get a cold. You can take stuff for it and it will be gone in 3 days. Or you can do nothing and it'll be gone in 3 days. And it's a bit like there's something about time passing that fixes things, or it causes a change in the situation, so you end up with something that's more manageable, let's say. And if you had tried to fix it, it wouldn't have worked. So let time pass with the Eight of Swords. So the Australian trip will work out or it won't work out. Let it go and let time pass. And the same with the boyfriend. If he's unhappy, there's nothing you can do about it. If he's happy, there's also nothing you can do about it. So with the if she's represented by the Eight of Swords, let time pass because she's kind of trapped and there isn't a lot that she can do to influence how things are going to develop. Maybe because it's bigger than she is. The parents' divorce is bigger and more serious than she can handle, or is supposed to handle, if you want to look at it that way. And the same with the boyfriend, and the same with the immigration idea. So I think that's how we should begin readings. For me, I like people to choose two numbers, mainly because I'm doing it over the internet, and they're not actually in the same room with me, and so I can't have them there, but some part of them knows what the answer is or knows what kind of situation they're in. And if they gave me a couple of numbers, I can talk about the reality, I think, of their current situation. But if you're not comfortable doing two cards or two numbers, pick a card and see what you get and think about it and what it tells you about the questioner and the situation and the future. And use that, and so talk about that in the beginning to put the person in the picture about where they are at the moment, and then it's going to give you a background or a framework against which or within which you can talk about the cards that come up in the answer to the question that was asked. That was it. If you have comments or questions, let me know, and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you again. Okay, bye-bye.